back up with Vinny DePalma and Joe Bastante, captains on the DePaul Spartan football team. Vinny, this week you guys have Hudson Catholic. They're coming in here Friday night, 7 p.m., Alumni Field right here in Wayne, New Jersey. It's going to be a great game. They're 3-0 on the season. However, they haven't played the kind of schedule that you guys have. What have you guys done this week to avoid falling prey to what, in essence, could be a trap game?
Well, the coaching staff has absolutely made us know that we haven't accomplished anything yet. We played well for 2 games, but that doesn't mean anything because the end goal is still far, far away, and we just got to take it one day at a time, one practice at a time, one snap during practice at a time to get better every time. They've made it clear to us. We understand as a team that's not acceptable, and every single day we need to come out and try and be the best team in state, and that's just the only way we can do that is by just outworking everyone in practice as hard as we can.
Last week, the entire team was off the field. I had gotten done talking to who I was talking to, and I look over. It's dark out. No one on the team, and who do I see? Still doing the work, still hitting the sled in the dark by himself, with no one else on the field. Is your buddy Vinny here? Just describe to us, describe his work ethic and drive towards the game of football.
Well, that's our guy. Vinny's our guy. He's the heart and soul of our team, heart and soul of our defense. We know that he's going to give us everything he has in every single play, but just speaks to his character. He's a hard-nosed, tough guy. No matter what anyone says about him, he's just going to get the best out of what he can do. He's going to push his body to limits that you shouldn't be allowed to push your body that far. So we're confident that he's going to give us everything he has every single time he steps on the field, after practice, before practice, during practice. He's a machine. He really is. He eats this football stuff up, and we love him for it.
That's high praise, Vin. Okay, and basically, I agree with that. I see it from the outside. We all do. Tell us, though. I mean, you guys are both captains. You're leaders of this team. I happen to know from seeing the games up close and personal all the time how vocal and how demonstrative the teammate to your left can be. How does his passion for the game and his the way he works affect the rest of the team?
I mean, Joe's the toughest guy we got. There's no question about that. Offensive line, defensive line, and I think, you can be like me, be a skill guy. That's easy. I think that we get the glory and stuff, but I think for 4 years Joe's been sacrificing. He was a skill. He moved to offensive line. He was a linebacker. He moved to defensive line. Never asked a question. I mean, never said anything about it. Just did what the coaches asked him to do, and he works hard at it. He works every single day, and what he brings to the team is his leadership. Everyone on the team loves him. I mean, the leadership that he brings to the offense and defensive line is undescribable because I think we have the best offensive line in the state. I know we do. But that doesn't happen without Joe Bastante because the leadership and the toughness and the mind that he brings with smart, that doesn't happen without him.
Okay. And listen, I know you guys are both sitting here saying nice things about each other. I could tell the people at home, okay, that what you're looking at, people at home, is you're looking at the two most honest kids on the team, okay, for better or for worse, right? You guys are gonna say it how it is, okay? And sometimes your teammates love that, and sometimes your teams sometimes they don't love that, right? Most of the time they hate that. Okay, but they follow you through a brick wall. That's all that's important. So I have one last question for you guys, and I want to know the answer. I'm really curious to it, and I think people at home might find it interesting if you know the answer or you don't know the answer, okay? So, in DePaul history, okay, the date February 11th, 2014. Okay, that's an important day in DePaul history. Yeah. My question to you, okay, is what happened on that day?
I'm going to say it was,
2 hours later.
Something with the...
1 eternity later.
Joe? What do you think?
Something... I don't know.
Okay, so...
He was here. He was here. He was
I was here. That was the day before my birthday. I'm trying to think what could have possibly been.
All right, so listen, before... you guys obviously don't know, okay? Yeah. But as you guys sit in front of me here today, okay, you're two captains and really part of the heart and soul and the core of the Spartans, okay? And
definitely a wrestling match.
listen, it's the day, okay, that Vinny DePalma and Joe Bastante met each other for the first time. Now, do you remember what happened that day? What are your memories from that day?
It just got out tough.
I remember, hold on. I was so fired up for that match. I'll never forget because I was in the 8th grade program here, and I saw Joe. And I knew of Joe because Coach Mack would talk about him and be like, this good 8th grader from Butler or whatever. He's he's like he's a linebacker, wrestler, or whatever. And he was shadowing one day. I saw him walk by, and I'm like, he's a wrestler. So then we were at this tournament, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna wrestle Bastante. I was so fired up to wrestle him. I was like so fired. I was freaking out, and we had a brawl. Not an actual brawl.
It was a great match.
We had a great match.
So you guys remember the score?
1-0.
1-0, and you guys remember who won? Vinny won the match, 1-0. So let's put it out there right now. You guys actually wrestled then again later in the season, and you tied. You had a tie. It went like 6 periods or something.
Yeah.
A lot of football players credit their success, okay, to the foundation sport of wrestling. Okay, they wrestled all their growing up. Joe, you wrestled 10 years. Vinny, you wrestled all growing up as a kid. Joe, tell us what it's like and tell us how wrestling, helped kind of define your career.
It's just the balance, the toughness it requires. It's that feeling of being alone and you're just gonna climb out of a ditch and you're literally gonna fight this guy.
Yeah.
And you're either gonna win and you're losing. It's gonna just hang on your shoulder. That's what it's gonna be.
And Vinny, along the same lines here, listen, last year you had 194 tackles, all right? That's a large number of tackles. And when I see you make a tackle, sometimes the form reminds me, okay, sometimes of what like a double leg takedown or a single leg takedown is. How has wrestling made you a better athlete coming into high school to play football?
My older brother grew up. He was a real serious wrestler. I mean, took 4th in the state of New Jersey, and I think it's great for flexibility. You got to be creative. Hand fighting. I mean, you remember Scott Lavelle, who was a senior captain.
Number 44.
Number 44. He's one of the best to ever do it. He was an animal on the wrestling match. So I think that goes to show. Not only the technique and stuff, it's great to be a linebacker, but just like Joe said, the toughness, and it's just pretty much when you walk out there, it's a fight, and it's everyone's watching you, and just about toughness and surviving, and you gotta want to do it. There's no one who's gonna help you. It's just between you and you. So it's one of the greatest sports on earth.
No one can save you on that.
Not as great as football, but pretty great.
The people out there, Joe, you go first, and then you can go, Vinny. Tell the people out there something maybe that they don't know about you, that they might find interesting, that maybe goes against like maybe what the big tough football player image is.
I'm pretty mushy on the inside. I love to, I love
Give her a shout out. Give her a shout out. Give her a shout out.
Had a girlfriend for 3 years. We love her to death, but love to sit at home, watch movies on the couch. My mom,
Big bag of
I just
Cheetos.
And what about you? What about you, Vin? Give us something that we don't know about
I didn't think
you.
we were gonna go there, but I got a girlfriend too. I love my girlfriend. Let's just keep it quick. But I was gonna say, like, I'm a huge Star Wars guy. Like I'm a big Star Wars guy. Favorite episode, 6, Return of the Jedi, no doubt, might be the best one. I'm really fired up for the new one coming out, Christmas. So I thought we were going more like comic book stuff.
more of a Harry Potter guy myself.
Yeah. And I'm a big anti-Harry Potter guy. So.
All right, guys, listen. This has been a great interview. I appreciate you spending a few minutes after practice because I know you got dogged today, really bad in practice, and you guys looked the part. So thanks a lot for spending a few minutes with us. Good luck this week against Hudson Catholic. Okay, don't keep your eye on the prize. Let's not get complacent. And for Vinny, may the force be with you. All right, guys, take it easy.